I get to invite back our host, Senator Whitehouse, for a presentation to Dean Bruce Corliss. Thank you, Senator.
Thank you. Every time we do this, I give a presentation to somebody who I think has been particularly helpful. And as this has grown, it's gone from being Energy and Environment Day to Energy, Environment, and Oceans Day. And we have in Rhode Island a real gem in URI's Graduate School of Oceanography. URI's Graduate School of Oceanography, unfortunately, was a bit of a stepchild at URI for quite a long time. But it has gotten more attention recently. URI, thanks to many of you voting for their bond, has tens of millions of dollars to actually redesign the GSO campus. Until we got a private measure passed to support the Ballard building that supports Bob Ballard's research initiative at the GSO campus, the most recent building was built when Tabor and Pell was in the Senate. I mean, it is an old, beat-up campus. There are abandoned buildings, like the Marine Ecosystems Research Lab there. It was seriously time for a new campus plan, and under the leadership of the now retiring Dean Bruce Corliss, that plan is in place, and we're going to see GSO physically revive to the point where it matches its stature in the academic world as an institution of learning and teaching. He has also managed to get the boat rebuilt. We have a new research vessel now. He put together a consortium of universities so we could share that research vessel with other universities, but it will be based out of GSO. It's bigger and better, so the dock has had to be rebuilt as well. So we will look back, I think, on this rather forlorn corner of the University of Rhode Island as having been brought back to quite vibrant life when we look back 10 years from now, and it will have happened under the tenure of Dean Bruce Corliss. So I would like to recognize him, and if Bruce, if you could come up, I have a tribute to you that I put into the record of the United States Senate, and I wish you well in your retirement. I'm grateful to you for your leadership, and Sandra, my wife, as a graduate of the GSO, is particularly enthusiastic about its revival. Thank you.
I'd like to thank Senator Whitehouse for his very kind remarks and for this award. Senator Whitehouse has, from the beginning of my tenure, been a strong supporter of GSO and oceanography at the national and international level. He's consistently supported our efforts for a broad range of funding and has helped make important international linkages for GSO and for GSO's Coastal Resources Center. A number of folks here from the center are present with us today, including J.P. Walsh, the director. I recall one incident on a Friday night, late Friday night, long week, after a couple of glasses of wine, getting an email from the senator saying, I'm in Hanoi with Senator McCain. I think we really should get GSO into Vietnam. That certainly got my attention, and I wrote back, yes, sir. And we have done work and are doing work in Vietnam. Senator Whitehouse's national leadership in environmental efforts has been inspiring to all of us and will have a long and significant impact to the country and indeed the planet going forward. The Graduate School of Oceanography and I have benefited over the last 7 years from the support of many individuals, beginning with Senator Whitehouse, Senator Reed, Congressman Langevin, Congressman Cicilline, all of who have been strong supporters of the new vessel, the Narragansett Bay campus master plan, and the NOAA cooperative institutes that we have received funding for. I want to acknowledge my friend and colleague John Hare, who is NOAA director and involved in that initiative. I also want to acknowledge and thank Governor Gina Raimondo, who has provided critical support for the formation of the East Coast Oceanographic Consortium, which we put together for the operation of the new vessel, for the support of the Narragansett Bay Campus Master Plan, and the 2018 bond, state bond, that's providing support for the construction of the new dock that the Senator was referring to, and 2 new buildings. We're delighted that the Governor is the sponsor for the vessel, and she will christen the vessel in 2022 when she's brought into Rhode Island. We've also received support across the state and have strong relationships with the Department of Environmental Management and Director Janet Coy, who's here. The Coastal Resources Management Council, Director Grover Fugate and Dave Patel, who are also here today, and the Rhode Island Sea Grant and the Director Dennis Nixon and Jen McCann, who's here, all of whom have supported our efforts. And we very much appreciate the support of Rhode Island voters who provided funds for the campus renewal that we are about to begin. My colleagues across the country are envious of the support that we receive from our congressional delegation and from our governor, and its support we greatly appreciate. We have also received support from URI's President David Dooley, Provost DeHaze, support really across the URI campus, and the GSO Advisory Council that includes Dr. Sandra Whitehouse, an alum of GSO. The faculty, staff, and students at GSO are really the backbone of our efforts and have established over the last 50 years a national reputation that's been critical to all of our endeavors. And I want to thank Associate Dean David Smith, who's here today, and Professor Bob Ballard, who have been partners in all of our endeavors. Bob was, I introduced him, likes to say that he works for me, but of course the reality is quite around 180 degrees around that. I'm also a deaf Senator at White House, but I think we all work for him. But they've been partners in all of our endeavors. And finally, I want to thank my wife and children who have been supportive and have provided perspective that's often needed in keeping focused on the charges at hand. I think one of the most compelling arguments to address climate change is looking at the history of the Earth. And over the last 4.6 billion years, Earth has changed dramatically in terms of its environment and its climate. Sea level is varied considerably. There's been many times when the continent, the U.S. continent, has been flooded. So there are really major sea level changes. Other times when Earth has been ice-free, and considerable and significant warmth of the Earth, such as in the 50 million years ago when reptiles were swimming above the Arctic Circle. So it was extremely warm. And these observations highlight the critical nature of climate, the fact that we cannot always turn climate back when we go through across thresholds. And it really highlights that the environments can change dramatically, and we really need to pay attention as we're going forward. In the coming decades, we will have to continue to address global warming, ocean pollution, and human population growth. These stressors will affect water and air quality, food security, national security, and the quality of life for all of those on the planet. In the years to come, the Graduate School of Oceanography and the state of Rhode Island will have an obligation and an opportunity to deal with these critical issues. The Graduate School of Oceanography and URI, in collaboration with Brown, the U.S. Naval War College, the Naval Underwater Warfare Center, the Oceanographic Institution, University of New Hampshire, and the University of Massachusetts, and the private sector have an opportunity to create an innovation ecosystem that will have an effect on the Rhode Island blue economy, workforce development, national security, and provide a means to address and solve important marine environmental problems. Your efforts and Senator Whitehouse's leadership will be critical to these efforts in the coming years. I want to thank Senator Whitehouse again for this award and for his support of the environment and oceanography. I greatly appreciate it.